What's going on, guys? Gitchy1230 here with another episode of GTA5 Talk, and today's topic was submitted by Atomal, not really sure how to pronounce that, but he said, can you talk about GTA5 myths like Bigfoot or other Easter eggs? So today we're going to specifically focus on the myths and the legends and those good things. Now, I know this was submitted 5 months ago by this guy, but it has 9 thumbs up, and I don't want this to be missed, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So before we can talk about myths and legends in Grand Theft Auto 5, I think it is only appropriate that we talk about the history of myths and legends in previous Grand Theft Auto games. Most specifically, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. As most of you guys know, that was the game that had the most myths and all that good stuff. The most famous of which, in my opinion, is of course Bigfoot. Now, Bigfoot was able to be found in the Mount Chiliad area, and he was very hard to kill, if I remember correctly. He had a massive amount of health, and it took some work to find him and kill him. And if you go on YouTube and search Bigfoot searching and all that stuff, there are lots of videos doing that, and people add their own creepy music and make it like some sort of documentary, and they're actually pretty comical to watch. Also, in addition to that, we have ghost cars. Also in San Andreas, these were cars that basically attempt to run you down, and while that was happening, the car could not be damaged, and it did not stop unless you were killed. And lastly, as you know, aliens. In Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Area 69 had the whole UFO thing going on, and supposedly people found aliens and they described them as being friendly, but who really knows? It's just another one of those myths. But now my question is, how will all of this apply in Grand Theft Auto 5? As we all know, this is the biggest map to date, so this gives Rockstar a huge opportunity to throw in these myths and legends. First of all, we know that the forest area, the wildlife aspect of it, is huge. The biggest one to date as well. And that gives Rockstar plenty of opportunity to throw Bigfoots into the woods. Maybe not too many, because it wouldn't be special if you saw them like once every day. You know, this is the kind of thing where you just want to see it rarely, every now and then. And maybe he's really hard to kill, just like in San Andreas. But also, with the addition of fully explorable oceans and ocean floors, this is the perfect opportunity to add things like, I don't know, maybe Jaws, a giant shark that tries to eat you, or maybe even a little bit crazier than that. How about the Loch Ness Monster? As a side note, I should add, yes, I'm aware that there are sharks in Grand Theft Auto 5, and they probably will try to eat you anyway, but when I say Jaws, I'm talking about like a big giant, like super shark. I don't know, that might be getting too far-fetched. But as for the Loch Ness Monster, they could definitely do that. Maybe even, like, if it's not, how do I say this, if you can't interact with it, maybe it's just out in the distance, like you see its head above the water, kind of just swimming across, and you just see that every now and then. Or maybe they will make it so you can interact with it. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that Rockstar, I think, really needs to add these legends into Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, this is really what sets the series apart from other games. These are the cool little Easter eggs that Rockstar throws in and just does it purely for our fun. You know, they didn't need to take the extra time to program Bigfoot, something that you'd rarely ever see. But they did, and it really added a cool new aspect to the game that most other games didn't have. And lastly, how about things in the air? We already covered land and water, well, how about UFOs flying through the sky? As we all know, this map, I can't say this enough, this map is huge, and this time around there are more planes than any previous game. So, okay, yes, I know this is far-fetched, don't hate me for this, but let's just say they would throw in UFOs. Maybe it's a super, super rare happening, but aliens, like, land next to you or something, and if you kill them, you can fly their UFO. Or maybe it would also just be a cheat that, you know, doesn't really have any effect in the storyline, because that would just be too weird. But just something purely added for fun. I think that would maybe be cool. So guys, please tell me what you think in the comments below. Obviously, I could have gone way more in depth into this, but I could go on and on and on. I just wanted to kind of keep this video short, give you guys the main idea here. I didn't want it to be some 20-minute long thing. But tell me, what legends, what urban legends, what myths do you want to see in Grand Theft Auto 5? Or do you think they should be included at all? Or do you want to see it just very realistic and, you know, only real-life things be in it? So I want to know what you guys think. As always, please submit your ideas for future GTA 5 Talk episodes, and thumbs up the comments that you like in the comment section so we know which ones to cover. So as always, guys, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more Grand Theft Auto 5 in the future. See ya.